Sorry for the delay. So a very good evening to everyone. I will be presenting a case of Ehlers-Danlos syndrome with a novel PLOD1 gene mutation. There's no financial interest or disclosure. This 6-year-old girl presented with an uncorrected visual acuity of a perception of light present in the left eye. She had a history of fall, and post-examination, she was diagnosed as having a scleral rupture with uveal tissue prolapse and hyphema. A primary repair was undertaken under GA, during which an additional diagnosis of traumatic cataract was made. It was noticed that she had a thin sclera, but a comment on the scleral rigidity couldn't be made because post-operatively she turned out to be a steroid responder, though that was managed well with anti-glaucoma medication. On general examination, she was found to have facial dysmorphism, epicanthal folds. Her weight and height were below average for her age, and she fell in the 85th percentile. The upper segment by lower segment ratio was also 1.8. The skin was soft and doughy to touch with generalized joint hypermobility. And on echocardiography done by the physician, she was seen to have atrial septal defect and aortic dilation. So an additional diagnosis of Ehlers-Danlos syndrome or Marfan syndrome was kept in mind. She showed good results after extraction of the traumatic cataract with a plano vision and a H66 N6 vision. Genetic counseling and testing was done, and a pedigree charting was done, tracing back up to 4 generations, where it was found out that her paternal uncle had also expired from a heart condition. Further details were not available. On genetic testing, it was found out that she had a PLOD1 gene mutation. It was an autosomal recessive type, being a heterozygous variant, and a frame shift deletion was seen. So Ehlers-Danlos syndrome is classically autosomal dominant. It is a connective tissue disorder having the minor criteria of skin hyperextensibility, atrophic scarring, generalized joint hypermobility, cardiac conditions, as well as ocular conditions such as microcornea, lens subluxation, angioid streaks, and low scleral rigidity. It is associated with a lot of different genes such as COL5A1, A2, COL3A, and PLOD1 gene. In this particular case, along with the minor criteria, it was found that due to a specific gene mutation, a frame shift type of gene mutation in PLOD1 gene, she had predominantly respiratory symptoms along with a Marfanoid habitus. So even as an ophthalmologist, it is very important to look beyond the diagnosis of trauma. A detailed examination would help to answer a lot of generic questions about genetics in mainstream medicine, because different diseases can appear clinically similar, and therefore there's a big problem in determining the origin of a disease. But doing so will, and finding out the exact different mutation in the same gene will be really helpful. So I give you the take-home message that it is very important to look beyond the diagnosis of a traumatic cataract and approach the patient holistically. And precision diagnosis is the future and really important. So thank you.
Any comments from the audience? Thank you, Dr. Heenal. We'll have the